What I'm going to be talking about today is how you can use different cars to drift. First, let me show you the project that I'm currently working on. It's with the 4 Honda cars. I'm creating this little Honda race team. These are cars that I've already designed, and they're based off of real cars. I'll show you the pictures once I show you the cars that I've done. This is from I think a 2008 car show. And then the Integra. I couldn't put all the designs on this Integra. I ran out. I ended up using some of the Real Racing 3 sponsor logos. And then for my NSX, I don't have it fully upgraded yet, which let's go ahead and do some upgrades on it. See the engine, how much is that? I'm going to save that for later so I can mark up some of these. Let's do this body and the suspension, and what we have here, exhaust at 20 and tires at 22, so we'll have to wait on those. The brakes are being upgraded, so that leaves, we need 25, and what did I say these tires were? 22, 47. So we need 27 more gold to get those up. All right, so we'll let those go. So once I get that done, what I'll be doing, so these are the real cars. These are based on, there's the S2000, the Civic. And then here's the Integra. And this is going to be the NSX. What I'm going to do is I'm putting in this blue Zurich logo with the 52, which I've already started. I'm going to wait and do the rest. And then I'm going to put Honda Racing on one side, and then I'm going to put Yokohama on the other. Now, the problem with doing the Yokohama is, let me see if I have it up here still. I'll be in here looking for the logos. The problem with this Yokohama logo is this red logo they have, it's layered triangles, and I believe it's like, it might be 15. I don't know. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Like 16 or 17 layered triangles, red and white, to get that look right there. And it's very difficult. And of course, that'll eat up a lot of the panels, since we only get 50. That'll eat up a lot of the panels. And so I'll have a lot of empty space once I get the car done, as you can imagine. So if you look at this car, you imagine the Honda Racing on this side and Yokohama on that side. I might reverse it so that so I have more room to do the red Y with those layered triangles on this side. But that's what I'm planning on doing next. So the other thing I want to show you, let's go to Nissan, and this, look at this. This is something I want to share with you. I'll be doing got this black chevron logo here. It usually is red and blue. So before I show you these flames, on my next video, I'm gonna be doing a tutorial on how to do these 3-dimensional flames. You see how they look like they're jumping off the car? And they're layered. And there's, on some parts of it, like if you look by the wheel well, it looks like the flames are coming from under the car, and then wrapping around like that, and see how they stand off the car. Even more so on this lighted side, because this side is a dark side. And then over here, you see how they just seem to be jumping off the car. I'm going to be doing a tutorial on that. I use this, I've had this car, this Sylvia, painted in so many different ways. And this is a car that I use for experiments, like doing different logos. Like I've changed the color on this Chevron logo a few times, and now I've got it black on matte black. And this is a German gas station, Esso, and then the Exxon logo I did, and the mobile one. So I use this as a platform to experiment with different color schemes, shadings, and things like that, and making different logos, so that I don't get frustrated on cars that I'm trying to finish. I'll practice on this car, and then once I got it, I'll go back to the car I want to design, and I will go ahead and do the design on that car. It just saves time. So to start, if you have a way to watch this video and play the game at the same time, do that. I'm going to try to get a car that I believe a lot of people already have. The car that I just skipped. Is it Carrera? No, I don't want to use that one. So we're going to be using a Porsche, but it's a particular one that I want to use. All of them are good, but this particular one I've practiced in quite a bit. And as we know, there's just a tremendous amount of Porsches. Yeah, this is the one, this 911 Turbo. All right, so if you have this car, go ahead and get it. And let's see. Doesn't really matter what track you're on. Make sure you use a race where there's just not a lot of cars. So go to a race you've completed, maybe a speed record. If you can use Spa. Spa is a good track to use because it has a lot of cornering. I'll go ahead and use the speed record at Monza. And so the thing is, I use the Cockpit View. So let me pause this for a second. So I'm using the Cockpit View. So if you want to watch first, do that. I use the Cockpit View so that you can see the action of the steering wheel. Also, it's how I race anyway. So I'm going to make sure I have the car set up. So this is another thing. Even if you're a beginner, turn the assist off because it works better. It doesn't even matter what you have the steering sensitivity on. You can turn it up or turn it down. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you have all the assist off. And I use this speed record so that the reason I'm using this speed record is so that well, the one thing I do have to do, I gotta turn this volume down. I gotta turn the volume down so you'll be able to hear me. It's gonna hurt me because I need the sound so I know how to brake, but that's okay. So I'm using this speed record because I'm on the track by myself. Otherwise, I'd be using other races. The only thing you do not want to use when you're doing this, because you can't get a replay, is on the endurance. Endurance and drag racing are the two you can't replay. So here we go. So as I approach the turn, I get brakes and I throw the wheel to the right. So you see what's happening? I throw the wheel to the left and then I turn back in the opposite way. That straightens up the car. So let's go back and replay it. We're going to replay. So we're gonna watch from the chase cam, and so I'll talk you through this. So as I approach this corner, that's where I had stopped. Okay, so as I approach this corner, you're gonna see me step on the brakes, and then I throw the wheel to the right, and then I turn back in the opposite direction to get the tail to straighten up. Throwing the wheel to the, and it's always the direction of the turn. You oversteer, okay? That's all I'm doing. So let's go ahead and do this again. All right, so I'm gonna approach the turn, the direction of the turn. I'm going to correct here. Oh, I did that too much. I still can do it because this car is slippery. So you turn and then opposite side to get control of the car. You see that? So let's go ahead and go to the next turn. So whatever the direction of the curb is, the cornering, you turn in that direction, but you overturn. So I overturn and then I turn back. And I go in this on purpose because that's a great effect on the film when you go back to replay it. Now because that's all there is there. So let's quit and watch a replay. And we'll watch the chase cam so that you can see. This first one I crashed, so let's not pay this any attention. But you see there's a drift. I crashed there too. Let's see how this one looks coming up here as I go into the sand, because typically this will throw up a lot of dirt when you go in. They got a great effect on this, so it looks good once you go to make a video. So you see the wheel, you saw that dust fly up like that. All right, so let's rewind this back and we're gonna change to the track. And about right there, we should get it. Well, let's just start it over. So we're gonna watch this replay from the track cam, because that's where you get the replay so you can make your videos. And sometimes when I'm doing my videos, I'll use crashes. Look at that effect right there. That was killer, coming right at the camera on the drift. One of the best tracks to do drifting is Spa. So you see that into the dirt there. That's a great effect. So you can use that. You can edit that for your videos. All right, so let's go to Spa. I think I finished the race at Spa. Yeah, right there. So I'm gonna go here. Even with all these cars here, I'll still, once I've finished the race and I've won it, I'll go ahead and do some drifting here. I'll get past these cars. And Spa is so much fun. So I'll do some downhill drifting once I get up here into the front. And see, like that, when I go back to replay it, that's going to be a great effect. It looks good when you have all those cars around you and you're drifting. Look at them. Look at them drifting. You see them? Oh my God, that's going to be great on the video. Oh, they wrecked each other too. Well, if I can get that edited in, even if I use an edit where, let's say if I edit it where I took the view out from the cockpit. So here, like I'm drifting in between these cars and I'm gonna come around this corner right behind that dude. Well, I should say this bot. and just drift all the way down this hill on these curbs. This car here, this 911 Turbo, now this corner here, man, I usually get this one pretty good. So you see that? And then back on the track as I turn in the opposite direction and drifting some more here. And see, I'm not really caring about winning. It's just the shots I'm going for. I've got a car behind me. And here comes a high speed drift corner up here. Should be able to get this one. Here we go. And then back on the track. And that scene with those cars coming by, it just looks really good. I'm going too fast for this corner. All right, so there's the end of that. And what we'll do is we'll go back, set up the replay on the track cam, and see what we got. So when you're drifting, you turn in the direction of the turn hard so that the tail comes around, and then to correct, you just turn back in the opposite direction. So it will either be a right turning curve, right turn, back left, or a left turning curve, left turn, and then, oh, did you see that? Let's look at that again. That's where those two, they were accident, because the bots don't normally be drifting. Look at that. And I came in behind them. Now that's beautiful. I'm not making a drift video right now, but if I did, that would just be a really great scene for a video. But that's one of the reasons why I like to do, once I finish the race and I want it, I'll go ahead and do drifting while the cars are out there on the track, because it just looks so cool. You see that scene? It looks cool to have the cars out there. And also it allows you to practice racing without any assist on, because you don't want assist on while you're drifting, because it makes the car too grippy and you don't have control over the brakes. So you can brake as much as you want, because with this drifting capability on Real Racing 3, you don't really care. The only thing I care about is wrecking. I don't want to slam into the walls. But like this, you see how I'm going off track and I come back, that scene is just killer. All right, so that's good. So you got the gist. Let me go ahead and put that car in service. I'm not driving it right now. So basically, just to reiterate, when you're drifting, you go into the turn. It's a hard turn in the direction of the curb to make the tail come around, and then you gently turn back in the opposite direction to straighten up. And you can use the brakes entering or not. The more you use the brakes entering the turn, the less chance you have of going off track, unless you want to go off track. And there's nothing wrong with it. Only time I don't want to go off track is when I don't want to avoid wrecking. So let me know if that helps, and have a nice night.